Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating, it's Sunday, October 31st, 2021. Tomorrow is All Saints' Day. This is the time of year when many believe the veil between the worlds to be at its thinnest. In both the Lynn life and the Jamie body mind, the authorized souls remain only child souls from the deeper, denser dimensions. And all other souls from all other dimensions, as long as the souls are already living by the many search for truth rules already given to the search for truth community by wiser minds above all of us. And we do understand that many souls make their presence in this space who are not living by those rules. Maybe this is when Sister Faustina's quote comes into play.
That's what they're talking about upstairs.
Sister Faustina said, I, Sister Faustina, by the order of God, have visited the abyss of hell so that I might tell souls about it and testify to its existence. Let the sinner know that he will be tortured throughout all eternity in those senses which he made use of to sin. I am writing this at the command of God so that no soul may find an excuse by saying there is no hell or that nobody has ever been there, and so no one can say what it is like. I, Sister Faustina, by the order of God, have visited the abyss of hell so that I might tell souls about it and testify to its existence.
That's a heck of a quote.
And now they're talking about Malaya, who was the original soul, the birth soul of this host life.
Yes, they are.
And how Malaya was here for the first maybe 20 years of the healing practice.
That's right.
And she became deeply curious about where the soul fragments had been between the time they spun off from the original soul or the main body of the soul to when they would reunite during the healing sessions.
That's
and she really wanted to know where they went, where they had been. And so when she left on February 1st, 2012, that's where she went. She went to see where the soul fragments were, and when she arrived, she saw that it looked kind of like Dante's Inferno.
That's right.
And that there were deepening circles, and it's her opinion that there are many, many more than 7 circles, many decimal points missing from that estimate, and maybe Dante was simplifying, literary license, possibly. That's not the point. The point is that she saw it and she knew it to be real, and she went in to help.
That's right.
And she might still be there helping. It's possible.
Right, I hear you.
And so when we look at these places like inside of this black hole of corruption in which we all seem to find ourselves, this planet and those surrounding planets and the intersecting dimensions, we seem to be inside of a black hole of corruption formed by the heaviness of corruption.
That's
the
right.
heaviness of lying, cheating, stealing, and bullying. Like does attract like,
right.
And probably through our bad choices we've been drawn here, us as a collective, as a planet. And now, Asha, who was a great teacher to Malaya, came in answer to Malaya's prayer.
That's right.
And Asha was just working the prayer desk and
in the higher dimensions.
And said, all right, well, I'll be gone a couple days. Please take care of my cat, to her friend. And then when she got into this dimension and saw how bad it was, she realized she was going to be here for much longer than a couple of days, and she asked, kind of like radioed upstairs for supplies and help, send in more people.
That's it.
We need to clean this up. And a bunch of presences showed up who we had not seen before in these parts.
That's right.
And then a variety of things happen. Somebody asked what happened to them. A variety of things happened to them.
Thank you.
And then Asha seems to have gotten out. And if anybody deserved to get out, it would be Asha, because she worked for a really long time with integrity to answer the prayer of somebody who had prayed for divine help in a really tough situation. And then last night we see what might be Asha in a dream.
That's what they're talking about, a dream experience over there.
Mm-hmm. Where there's this dreamer who might be Asha, and if not, then it's somebody very closely related to Asha. And she's walking through this large convention center that looks kind of like the Orlando Convention Center in colors and feel and layout. She walks past a woman of her density and type of presence, a female, who she relates to as a fellow woman in business, and the dreamer does. And the dreamer is therefore favorably inclined to say yes to whatever it is that other lady is asking her to do. And that other woman seems to be in charge of food service at this convention center. And she's hawking a new creation where there's, sandwiches have the messy part inside the bread so that you can eat it, finger food, without getting your hands messy. So this woman in the dreaming, not the dreamer, but the fellow woman in business, has come up with a new creation where she wraps the messy stuff around the exterior of the bread, and it seems to be like carpaccio around a baguette.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
And then, so Asha is just about starting to say, all right, I'll try it. Maybe she's already said, okay, I'll try it. And then the other lady says, stuffed with a honking slab of beef. And for Asha, that's just over the line. And then she starts talking about the challenges of trying to balance health, personal health, and health of the environment, and also being a good person.
I hear you.
And that it's impossible to do all three. And then she's pondering aloud in front of this fellow woman in business what to let go of. And we've really tried to figure out, what does she mean by being a good person?
Right.
And based on this scenario, it seems like she's at that point defining being a good person as being kind to other people, which was at one point the definition that we ourselves lived by.
That's right.
Until the environmental devastation began to get out of hand and the bioannihilation began to amp up. We're now in the 6th mass extinction, the Anthropocene extinction. That name has been given to it because it is humanity that is causing the mass die-off.
That's true.
This is bad karma. Back to Sister Faustina. I, Sister Faustina, by the order of God, have visited the abyss of hell so that I might tell souls about it and testify to its existence. Let the sinner know that he will be tortured throughout all eternity in those senses which he made use of to sin. And we would say it's not just senses, we would say resources also.
That's what they're talking about.
And those of us who have been born into the wealthy countries and who have managed to earn ourselves citizenship by some other means possibly into the wealthy countries, that it is incumbent upon us to help this suffering planet by all means, or it's going to go so badly for us. We are the ones with the resources. And there's no escaping it. And pretending there is no God does not make God go away.
No, that's true.
Does not obviate the responsibility we have. What were the questions?
That's where they're just circling around to. Is they're circling around to this question came in from a viewer who identifies themselves as DM. And it's a 2-part question. I'm wondering if I can put it on the table upstairs.
We want to clarify that it is our procedure to ask
Thank you.
Viewers who submit questions, ask for permission to refer to them, and then we submit the question on film. And we have asked, but we have not received an answer yet. But so far, 100% of the time, when we ask that question, the viewer always says yes.
That's true.
So we're going to proceed as if we have that permission.
Thank you.
And if the viewer doesn't give his permission or her permission, then we will try to cut it somehow. We would say by a viewer and leave it at that.
Yeah.
That's probably what we would do. We wouldn't just say, oops. Sorry.
I hear you.
We would try to cut that. And maybe we would try to cut some of this also.
Mm-hmm. And now, at least over here, we've been working with these questions a while, and it starts to feel like these are also my questions from this collective.
Oh, interesting. All right.
So it's a 2-part question. I'm just going to put it on the table upstairs. The first part is, where did the contamination come from?